So, welcome everyone to episode 0 of the EverPresent podcast. My name is Chris Stabile, and this is my co-host BMac. And for anyone watching who has been watching, whenever this drops, the third or fourth episode, this should actually be. Um, Episode 0 might sound kind of weird and out of the realm, but when you get to once we get into what we're going to be talking about, it'll make a lot of sense. And the reason for doing this kind of is one, I like this past week, I've kind of been struggling with a lot of stuff in my personal life, kind of, and just, kind of been going through it mentally. And I know there's like me and Mac were talking, there's a lot of stuff that he kind of wants to get off his chest as well. And like when I go back and I watch the first couple episodes and whatnot, um, especially the first episode, we talked about like a lot of what me and BMac have been through and what we've seen and what we've dealt with. But we didn't really actually talk about much of, who we are, what we're dealing with now, how our lives are going. You know what I'm saying? And um, even in like an interview with Colin and Kate and Mick last week, when I watch those episodes, it's like because when we started this podcast, we were, we just really want to have genuine conversations. But at the same time, you have to get to certain questions that you want to ask, right? And sometimes when I watch them, I'm like, I feel so like concentrate on the questions that I'm because we're still learning how to make like have the real conversation, but get to the points we want to talk about, right? So the point of this episode is like I said, just getting stuff off our chest, letting us know, then who is Chris and who is BMac, and what we got going on. So what's up, BMac? How's your past week been, bro?
Man, well, first, under the weather, lost my boys, teammates got sick, they still practice, all that contact and stuff, it kind of got to everybody, the whole team sick now, but we still, it's just like a little cough. Everybody got a little raspy voice and everything, but man, outside of the basketball, I mean, being overseas, like it's not everything, it's not sweet in the most like civil way possible to describe it. Like I'm blessed to be in a situation where, I got people like a committee and a coach and teammates, that care about me, but it's not like that everywhere. I got guys that are in, better situations and worse situations and more difficult situations. And it's just like, even with my situation, sometimes like I just be like, well, not my situation, just kind of just like what I be going through when I'm here, because it's different. Like you think about college, you go to a different state, and you on your own, and but at the end of the day, like you could hop on a plane flight, or you could hop in a car, and you could be back home like in the same day or
Yeah.
next day. But like me, like if I was trying to go home, like it'd take me like a whole day just to get back,
Mm-hmm.
let alone like So it's just like, and me being 8 hours ahead of everyone back home, my hometown, and all my friends out there in Gainesville, all that stuff, like all the other cities, people that I'm like, cool with it. The time zones change, but like being that being that far ahead of my
Wait, you just
fault.
kind of
Someone
glitch.
called me. Yeah, no, someone called me and I declined it. Oh, my fault. Let me you have to cut all of this.
Nah, we're good. Raw, uncut. Handle business, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah, bro. Remember, but it's just like ooh, I was fighting that for a while. But it's just like, is you really like in a place where like people don't understand you, like
Mm-hmm.
like your qualities, like how you go about things, like not just on the court, but off the court, like how you just like you function, like it's different,
Yeah.
like you really gotta adapt, or and it's just like with me, like how I treat people, like maybe from your experience, maybe I feel like I really like I put my best foot forward for people that
Yeah.
I care about. Like, I make ends meet. I go the long way. Like, there ain't nothing I would do for like, people that I really do care about. And it's just like ever since I've been out here, like I just seen like, like just people just fade off. And it was crazy because like before I got on my flight, like cause I flew to Dallas and then I flew to London, and that was like a 9 hour flight. You know, I ain't never been in the air that long. Like just one time, it was with my mom, but like I was myself, and I was like, so I prayed, and I was like, because it was like a big chapter for me. Like I was really going to a place where it'd be like a whole different type of world for me, and I was just like, God, I pray that you remove like anything that you don't have in your plan for me. You know, that's what I asked him, and like as the days went by and the months went by, like, because I was in the UK and that was a 6 hour time zone change. And then I came out here to Cyprus and that moved to 8. That bumped to 8. 6 and 8 are two completely different like
Yeah.
things. Like six is kind of like you know, like when it's 2, it's only 8. Nah, like when it's 2, it's like 10 over here, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like it's crazy. Like I'll wake up I'll like wake up in the middle of the night, like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's only like 9 o'clock in that night for y'all. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's crazy to me. So like as like time went by, I just progressively seen like people just like the energy fade. You know, them they fade in general. And it's like the people that it's like it it made me feel like me being around in their life, them doing talking, it was just a convenient thing to do, you know?
Mm.
Like it wasn't like they really genuinely cared about me where like they was going to consistently put in the effort to like keep that bond with me. You feel me? Like I
Yeah.
talked to you, I talked to Kyle, and I talked to guys, I talked to like all my guys back home that like I talked to everybody that like, you know, they make an effort, but like, you know, it's just crazy that I made that. I asked God to do that. And as I kept going, like these month by month, it's been more eye opening things, you know, it's just like I'm not sitting there like trying to throw shade at nobody, none of that. It's
No,
just
of
saying
course
like,
not.
it's just like, it's just real life. Like not everybody's gonna be around when it's not cool, you know.
No,
Like if
exactly.
or it's not convenient, you know. And that's why like, I thank God because I asked him to just keep the people in my life that are supposed to be in my life. And that's all I
Mm.
need. You know, because like I said, like I'm gonna go to the ends of the earth for those people. I just don't want to sit out here and keep putting my energy that I could be putting into myself or the people that actually do care about me and I care about than me sitting there putting it into people that, it's just like watering a
Yeah.
dead plant. I'm not doing that. I'm not watering dead plants.
No,
You
not
know,
at all.
that's how I feel about it, I was just, that's the biggest thing about overseas with me, just kind of like trying to balance out all my like relationships and with family and stuff like that. It's like sometimes it's hard. Like I got my own whole career out here to deal with. Like there's parts of dealing with like overseas basketball, like that like not a lot of people talk about because like, it's like people don't want to, make an image or anything like that. But it's like I got this to deal with, and like that's like mentally taxing, physically taxing, emotionally taxing. Like it's very
You're trying to build a whole
consuming. And it's
career.
just
It's only
yeah,
your first year.
it's like it's people, and it's like it's frustrating that you got people like back in the states, like depending on you to make all the efforts to like uphold conversation and like
Yeah.
like I've always been taught that communication is a two-way street. Like I have no
Mm.
problem reaching out to somebody and like talking to them, but like I'm not gonna sit there and keep repeatedly to just like start a conversation. Like it's gonna get to the point where I'm just gonna like leave it be, and like if you don't text me or you don't call me, I'm not gonna call you. It's just gonna pay like that. That's where I'm at this point. So it's just like because I got put me first, and then I got put the people that I care about second. It's just like with this situation, like I can't be distracted and nothing like that. So like
Yeah.
it's just been a real like this whole overseas thing been like a real eye opening thing. Like I feel like lately, like the combination of just like seeing that like progress, like people fall off, people fade away, and then me just being a little homesick. I think honestly, like I miss my people. I miss
Yeah.
my dog. Like I miss my dog bad, like bad. I miss being at
Yeah.
home. Like
You love your
I
dog,
miss,
bro. And
not like for real. Like I really he really pushed me to my end. Like, cause like he's a character, but like
yeah.
that's really like I be calling him my son. Like I treat him like a
Yeah,
human
no,
because
you definitely do.
like he really is like to me he a human. Like I've sat there and like watched him grow up from like 3 months to like now. Like I really sit there and be like, bro, like you're a human. Like you can't tell me
Yeah.
otherwise. And it's funny because my mom will call me and she'll say the same thing. It's just like I just miss it bad. You
You
know,
got
it's
me
just
wanting to
like
get
I
a
think
dog, bro, for real.
yeah, and
No, but bro, it's actually like really weird, like how like the more I'm listening like to what you got to say, right?
Mhm,
It makes like it's making me think and put things together that like we're like because you started playing overseas like what in July or August, correct?
mhm.
So it was about the same time that I actually had my accident.
Yeah, it was. I was like,
And so the thing,
yeah,
like, kind of like the things that you're dealing with right now of how like, people like when, like you said, not everyone's gonna be there when it's not cool. Like we've talked a couple times about like someone that like I've
mhm,
always been really close with that, I never heard with, I never actually heard from after the accident. And
mhm.
even though like stuff like that, like I'm not, like, it doesn't hurt me, like I can move on from it. Like you said, it's just like, damn. But it I've always known, and my mom is always she's always been the one to teach me is like people are gonna be there, like the people that you need in your life are always gonna be there, like no matter what. And if you'll notice that, like you'll know who's there and who's not. And even though like I said, I don't like it doesn't hurt me. It's still like I don't like to think of the fact that like I'm losing a friend because I don't think I still love that person wholeheartedly, and I'll still
Mhm.
like if anything, like I would always be open to any, like, not like there's no bad blood or anything, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't,
Yeah, of course.
but like it's I don't really know how it makes me feel about like the relationship that like because I don't feel the same way that I once did exactly that, you know what I'm saying?
It's like how could like I never expected you to do what you did. So like now I gotta look at things differently. I gotta like move different because like you did something unexpected. You feel me? Like I that's what you're trying to say type
Yeah,
shit. I don't know
kind
if
of
that's
for sure. Like,
like it's kind of like a blind side. Like whoa, that's how you respond to that. Like like that's how I saw. I mean, like in my shoes, like
yeah,
that's how I saw see it. Like it's just like all up to this point, like we've been like
yeah,
and then and
locked
then
in.
like and then adversity hits and like the like I kind of related it back to basketball. Like a coach always says, when adversity hits, don't go on your own island. Y'all gotta be a team and like stick
Hmm.
together, and it's just like he went to his own island, like and didn't say nothing. It's just
Yeah,
like damn, like we was a team. You feel me? Like I remember you told me that when you woke up, you woke up to all your guys. You feel me? Like
yeah.
that's not going to separate islands. That's staying on one island and figuring it out.
Hmm.
Like get in, like you're saying, like I'm gonna be there. Like you feel me? Like but nah, for sure, I get it. I like all the feelings you felt or you should feel. Like I wouldn't sit there and be like, nah, that ain't my friend no more. But like, there's got to be a conversation. I feel like me personally, just cause
Yeah,
like too grown, like we grown men, bro. Like we brothers. We like blood for real. Like we can sit there and talk that out. Like
yeah,
I like
no.
I feel
And
yeah.
I would I it because
Oof.
I mean I don't really say too much about it, but like the one I was going to, it just never didn't even end up, crossing paths, which is really, really
Yeah.
crazy how that actually happened. But I mean, that's besides the point. And then even besides like that one person, like even other people who like, because I mean, you know me, like I don't actually really have any people I call friends really in my life, right? Like it's
Yeah.
literally my seven closest, seven, whatever closest best friends, brothers. And
Yeah.
that's how it's been for me since high school. And like, you've come along and become a brother to me as well. And even other people that I kind of I'll get close with at times, like outside of my friend group, I like I don't ever like what I'm saying, like it's not the same like type of bond. So like even other people that like I would say that they are my quote unquote friends in my life,
Mhm.
I never like never really heard from them. But then once I have had a conversation with them some way somehow through a DM or just saw them somewhere, months later, um, they like say like apologize or for not reaching out or you know on so really like and then like want to be like, oh, if you ever need anything, just let me know. Like I like one we never talk like that, and then like also like you like please don't apologize to me. Like it's cool. You like I wasn't thinking about it. You weren't like don't try and make yourself feel better. And like it's just weird how like people when it's so like that's when one of like the craziest things to see like along the way, especially from early on, is like how some people like have to like make themselves like feel better about your situation, right? I'm trying. I don't really know how to word that, but you know what I'm trying to say?
They try to like appease the guilt that they feel for the situation by like almost like they try to make
Yeah,
it kind of like they kind of like try to like encourage themselves that they're not as bad as a person as like they mentally are like telling themselves how bad, because
yeah.
like in reality that's how bad it is, but they're trying to like talk themselves out of it.
Because there was even some people that like I never actually even expected like to reach out to me like through DMs and stuff like that. Like they might like just some people that like I've been friends with here and there or whatever, and they actually reached out to me multiple times to see how I was doing. Like that actually made me feel like those interactions made me feel like genuine. Like that was amazing to me, and that like those few times were like what really also propelled to keep going through. Because even outside the people that I love, like some people are still seeing what's going on and being like, oh, let me see how he's doing, like every once in a while. And I appreciate that wholeheartedly every time. Like,
No, for real.
because like we were saying, like I was saying, is some people like they try to make themselves just feel better. So if like you take the time to actually like, check on someone, see how they're doing, like not for your own, that that's amazing to me.
Like you remember when I first reached out, like I felt bad, and I literally texted you right as I found out, and I still felt bad. Like I
Yeah.
didn't find out. Like I was like I'm sorry, and find out earlier. Like that's how messed up I was about it. Like
Mm.
like I remember I was like hurt. You was just like it's cool. Like I didn't expect you to like I don't know how you would have figured it out.
Yeah, because
I
we're
was
all
like
like we're all pretty private. It's not like any of my friends were gonna
yeah
blast it everywhere.
yeah yeah. I know that's what I'm saying. So like. Yeah, so like the only way I could have ever found out was that like Colin or like CP told me, and when like your mom gonna call me and let me know,
Yeah.
like yeah. So like I realized that like as I like calmed down a little bit, I'm like okay, like I don't have to beat myself up. Like he's right. Like there's no way I would have found out. Just kind of
Yeah.
gotta live with that fact. And then after that, like I just kind of always made it my point to make sure that I check in, just see how you was doing. Just always like just showing you support. 'Cause, like I wanted you to know that like you always have my back and support through the whole situation. Like regardless of how far I was, like if I needed to do something, I was gonna do it.
Yeah. Shit. I always knew that about you, bro. It's like he that like no matter what the be like you could do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get your work done and you're gonna do what you
Yeah,
need to do.
bro.
And
Yeah, bro.
that's very easy for me to be behind someone that can do that. Because
Mm,
for that I need that. Like for me, even like in my toughest times, like even recently, like how like really why I said I kind of want to hop on here and do this. What I've really been struggling with recently, like when I don't want to get up and go do something, like sometimes because of whatever I have going on,
mm,
sometimes I do fall victim of to because I don't play basketball for a living, right? I don't I like because you to a certain extent you have to as well. You know what I'm saying? So like things that I don't necessarily quote unquote have to do, but for me I do I say I have to do them. like when times get tough, like sometimes I do fall victim to, not going to the gym, not sleeping, because so yeah, not sleeping, and then maybe not eating right for a week or so. And for me, like I started to notice that I this past week that I was doing pretty much almost all three of those things. I had missed days at the gym. I'm like last night I was up all night, like 3 nights. Like I didn't go to sleep at all. And um, that's all things that I was doing prior to my accident. Things that
Mhm.
I said I'm going to change this about myself. And
Mhm.
so the reason, like, I was able to notice it pretty quick. And at first, I couldn't really figure out what it was. But like when I did, like I literally like Tuesday I went to work and I got there and basically like this guy who managed our bowling alley is with me is he's like my second grandpa. We joke, we fuck around, like whatever. And he just started joking with me and I was like, not today, not today, not today. And I knew like I just wasn't doing good at that point, right? And then I had to go to the store and grab something for us. And on the way, or when I got there, I texted my therapist, and I was like, "Can we schedule an appointment for Monday? Like, I just need to talk." And I got that scheduled because right then I noticed like I'm kind of struggling with getting back to having a normal life. Like, I can try to explain this to my family that like as I've been talking about it is because I've been super positive about everything, and it's been I don't want to say easy, but for me, it's actually been rather easy because I've had the support system, I've had the mindset. I don't have to work. I don't have. All I have to do is worry about eating, getting better, reading books, doing what I need to do for me, right? And so, like to an extent, I was almost like dead to the world for 6 months, right? So then I come back this month and I start working back at the family bowling alley, doing what I've always done. And now that I have a job again. I gotta start paying bills again. Because like you've always known, I work in Orlando, so 2 nights a week I
Mhm.
have to go, drive 2 hours, drive back 2 hours, and so like even though it's only 2 nights a week, like that's like I can't once I get here, I can't fall back asleep. Like I'm up all night, and so like I've just noticed that I was really struggling with being a normal human being again. And that wasn't
Mhm.
something that I thought that I would struggle with because everything's been so rather easy. And I've just been kind of on a roll, right? I've been hitting milestone and milestone and milestone, you know, walking 1 foot, walking, we're doing this, doing that. Um, like what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, I've got to go back to real life after 6 months. I gotta start getting a job. I gotta start paying my bills. I gotta start driving far, so I gotta start paying gas, eating out, and it's just been really weird. Like I didn't think I was gonna struggle with that to just get back to doing normal things. And I've been preaching like through these podcasts, I've been preaching so much about being, ever present, like what that means to us, and like I've been struggling with that my past week to only focus on, what I'm doing today. And
Mhm.
I don't know why. Well, I mean, like I guess I do kind of know why, but it's I've been I mean, yeah, I just been really weird and I don't and I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, like going like, my like personal like I've been through like a lot, like just like mentally, and it's like the positive thing, like hearing you like talk about everything, like is that like you're able to not only like accept and like address that like you're struggling and like you're falling back on things you said you're going to be better about. It's the fact that you can pinpoint it, understand why it's going on. And now like you're in the process of figuring out like, okay, how can I get back to, being the ever present person, like the one that's not, skipping days in the gym, the one that's not like getting his rest, eating good. Like you gotta find like because like in reality, we're human. We're not perfect. We can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then you do it perfectly for the rest of your life. Like if that was the case, everybody would say, oh, I'm gonna do this and make $1 million. I'm gonna make $5 million, and then just it's gonna happen. Boom. Like like it takes time. It's like developing a skill. You don't get good at it the first time you do it. You
Yeah.
gotta keep practicing. You gotta keep working at it. You gotta keep testing it, putting it to the test. Like, and then over time, like it gets stronger, and then like you're better about like you're even better about it. And then when you slip, it's even easier to get back into that mode. Like with me, like I have a bad like a very bad coping like a very bad like bottling problem. Like
Mm,
I don't like I'm very to myself, and I tend to choose like go through things, and like when I'm like struggling or when I'm mentally just kind of like at a loss, like I choose to like just do it by myself and like not put it on nobody because like I don't like putting my issues on other people. But like
mm.
I have to like
I'm bad about
force
that too,
myself
though, dog.
I had to like force myself to like just open up to someone, like even if it's my mom, or it's my Florida mom, or it's my dad, or like uh my sisters, or, it's like any of them, like I had to just find someone, like my best friend, like anybody that I could even think of that I could just like vent to or like just get it out, because like it's not even just like it's not even about like me getting it out and just be like okay, like it's real, like I'm struggling. It's about like I don't want to complain. Like I just want to take the cards that have been dealt my way
Mm,
and like make something happen with it. Like I ain't gonna be the person that sat there and say, why me? What was me? Like, why is this happening to me? Like this, that, and the third. Like, no, I just want to sit there and take it under the chin and keep pushing. Like,
yeah.
no, that's like I feel like it's a pride thing, it's just
I mean, it is really what we're like as men, like for the most part. Um, besides, the last just few years,
mhm.
growing up, we're not like we're that's what we're taught is just like don't be a pussy, just you know, rock
Yeah,
out and
and that's true.
be a man.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just like now, like after all the work I done put in on like my like modeling and stuff like that, I didn't found like a calm medium. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can stay to myself about these things
Mm,
that I got going on, but I'm gonna talk about these things, like 'cause I need to get these things. I can navigate through what's going on, like and find a common piece, and like that. I feel good about that. Like I took the time to really work on myself and evaluate myself, and even being out here, like I know I said like it's been hard sometimes, and it ain't been what everything made out to be, but you know, it's actually made me stronger mentally.
mm,
I've gotten like I feel like I've gotten mentally strong because I've had to go through so much since being out here. Like, and it's just made me tougher. Like now, like I even feel like I'm even more prepared to like take on like the next endeavors in my life, in my chapter, because like just going through what I've been through the past 5, 6 months, like I look back, and I'm just damn, like I'm proud that I made it out of that, you know.
yeah. So you kind of started to like lean into it, like it gets you ready for your next endeavors. And one of my friends that he's from Michigan. We met him through, just calling and be a Michigan fan, whatever. And
Mhm.
he actually texted me last night. He was like, "Bro, Chris, like, what's your goals for this year?" And I had to sit there and think about it, like, and I just gave him like three goals that I came up with off the top of my head. But like, I still, I mean, they were pretty just simple. I just said, I want to have at least 1,000 subscribers on this. So by the end of the year, 100,000 in the bank account by the end of the year. Um, what else? I forgot what I, yeah, let me put it up real quick because now I'm curious exactly what I said. Uh, I don't know. I'm not gonna waste too much time, but I forgot whatever else it was I said. But I, I don't know though. Like I said, like this two are very monetary, and like I didn't really think about them genuinely enough. Like I'll while I kind of think of them, let me ask you, what are your goals for this year?
To have a successful rookie season, be able to move on up, you know, throughout my career, and see what the next endeavor is for me. Being like a I wouldn't say because I'm very appreciative where I'm at. So I don't know, just get like a another job. That's kind of like a goal. To keep going with my career. Obviously, I want this to take off. Like
Hmm.
I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've always wanted to get on, be able to like voice my opinion, like really talk about like real, raw, uncut things, like things that not are always talked about. And just be real. Like that's why I immediately said yes when you asked me.
Hmm.
Like I really want this. I really want this to take off, and then you know, honestly, like my third, a goal. I wouldn't say it's like a goal for the year. Like I would want to say like it's a goal just for my life, ongoing years.
Hmm.
Like I just want to, be happy with myself and who's supposed to be like who's supposed to be around.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like I just want like I want loyalty and realness. Like that's what I want.
Mm.
That's a goal. Like I don't want to be surrounded by nothing fake. I want to be surrounded by everything that's loyal, that's real, that's just genuine. That's what I want. That's a goal for me.
That's a great
Like
goal.
like I don't like I'm tired of just like I just like that's something that really just gets under my skin. Like if you was never being genuine with me, then like what was the point of being around in the first place?
Yeah,
Like that really
exactly.
yeah, like that concept just gets under my skin to like the utmost. Like I'm just like, but yeah, that'll be my three goals:
S-
basketball career to keep moving forward, ever present podcast blows up, and then just
uh,
loyalty, genuineness.
All right, so those are three perfect ones, and I think mine will pretty much kind of be a little bit similar because, like I said, the two monetary ones are like a thousand subscribers and 100,000. Like if as long as we keep doing what we like. Well, all right. So my first goal is to learn to do what I love and keep doing that. Because as long as I do what I love, I believe that those two goals are actually very small and very limiting. I mean, I just like I said, I said them on a whim because I haven't been feeling right, and I wasn't even thinking. But so that's my first one, to do start to do what I love to do and continue to do that and appreciate and love to do that, because as long as I do that, those monetary things will be in abundance. Secondly, definitely to be happy for sure, because it for the first, like I was telling you on the first one, or even when just our conversations, is even though like it looks like I had just gone through, like, I mean, I did go through the most traumatic event of my life. Like it was also kind of like that, like almost genuinely like one of the happier portions of my life, because of like where my mind was, like what I learned from it, and like just like the thoughts that I like, the way I was able to look at it. Like I think it was like a great part of my life, and I was able to be happy. But like I said, finally, like for the first time, I feel like I'm hitting a wall again. So just to learn to be like, just be happy for sure. Just be happy, in any case, and to like continue to figure out how to not let outside things continue to affect me. So yeah, that would be number two, to just be happy. And then number three, all right, well, so like for the past few days, like I really, so I guess I'll say that it would be to figure out my purpose. But I always hate the idea of, you know figuring out what your purpose is right now because I'm 23 years old. So whatever, even if I find something I love to do and like I could be great at it, I could still, there's many other endeavors I could endure as well, right? So like I don't want to say like find my purpose, but in the last few days going through all this, I kind of have come up with a great idea to form like a trauma survivor foundation, like a nonprofit. And it's even in outside of like the down things I've been feeling, like that's really the only thing that's been on my mind lately. And it's kind of been taking it over. And I've got a lot of great ideas, and it's something that I would absolutely love to do with what I've kind of been concocting. And if it could be something, if I could grow and do that to be something successful, I will. I think I will have kind of found what I might say would be one of my purposes to life. So I would say to, yeah, start that nonprofit that I want to do, and work on that. And
And and if I'm being honest, like I wouldn't like limit yourself to one purpose. You can have, like
yeah,
you said, I mean, you can have multiple purposes. Like that could just be one of them. Like, and then you have that, and you'll find another one. And you can just do both. Like I realized that like I enjoy doing this a lot. Like I
oh yeah,
really do enjoy doing this.
I
Like
enjoy sitting here talking
yeah, like
and just
it's
doing this.
like I really do like it gives me like a platform. Like not like
Hmm.
and it's just like to really just like I say get things off my chest. Like be real. Like really just show
Yeah,
like me.
yeah,
And it's
because
just
like
like yeah.
I I feel like there's a lot of things throughout like my days where like or if I'm reading a book or like I just get this thought in my head or like whatever it is, I'm like, damn,
Mm-hmm,
I really want to share this with someone or like people.
mm-hmm,
And so like we said in the first episode, it doesn't matter how many people it really is. Like it's if I have a thought that I want to share, I really do genuinely want to share it. And I believe that I would never put anything negative out into the world to try and negatively impact someone's life. So
right.
that's definitely one reason I do enjoy this. And even like when I'm sitting there like just editing the whole thing, I love sitting there like I just love working on it. Like I've
Yeah.
found to enjoy it.
Like actually just like like the whole idea and the concept just kind of like brings joy, honestly. Like for real. Like I'd be looking forward to recording days. Like like it's like
Yeah.
it's just yeah. But
Uh,
like I said, like I always have. I feel like everybody has multiple passions. It's just when because like I remember I saw this post on social media. It was like one I forgot who it was talking about. And it's like Tom Ford was 40, like when he figured like everything out type shit.
yeah.
Like like it's like you never know when it's gonna happen,
Mm.
and like it's gonna click. It's just like
Is
that's crazy to me.
society just tricks us into believing that we have to be so much farther along than we are. 'Cause
I feel like that honestly, I feel like that's school. I feel like school does that. Like school makes you feel
I
like you're
mean,
like I,
most
yeah, yeah.
definitely, but like
Because I
they're both
think
a product of the same system.
yeah, I feel like school kind of like makes you like rush a little bit because like I'm not saying like don't go to school. I'm just saying like when you think about school, like you go and you learn all these things about like different subjects and different like high school and like college. And then like they say like, oh, when you graduate, you go into the real world. You gotta figure everything out. Like they make you feel like right, like you gotta like hit the ground running. Like once you get
Yeah,
out of college, and like you gotta have everything planned out. Like everybody's talking about, like, oh, you gotta have this everything planned out. Like no, like you don't.
yeah.
Like you like go at your own pace. Like for real. Like cause like trying to like go at like this like the the normal pace or the pace that everyone thinks you should be going at, that's gonna get you caught up.
It's that's definitely because for me that's pretty much almost why like I ended up dropping out of school too at the end of I mean I wouldn't say that's the only reason, it's just kind of what boiled to at the situation. It was one of the reasons. Like
Yeah.
I mean I was 18 years old, like I had obviously lived at home my whole life. Um and then I went to FGCU after like I'd been planning on like hopefully playing basketball in college. right? I only applied to two schools like in Florida just in case. And when the one school that I was gonna go to, just I ended up not going there. I chose to go there, and then I was a manager for the basketball team. I live with a few of the players. They're still my guys to this day. Um, but I also had like my mom also got pretty sick at the time, and then I also had an ex-girlfriend that I think me and you have talked about like what happened with that, but I'm not gonna say that
Yeah,
on here. But
yeah,
I was 18 years old, and I like literally everything about life just smacked me in the face at once. I'm 4.5 hours away from home. I'm not playing the sport I love anymore. Like, cause at the end, even though I always got great grades in school, like I had bright futures and everything to go to college. I I couldn't fathom the idea of going to school without playing a sport. It seemed pointless to me because like school is so pointless to me. It's just basic ass shit that we've been learning the same year over year over year. So I couldn't fathom that. I have that I all of a sudden that stuff with my ex-girlfriend happens. My mom gets sick, and I it was just like because I don't like I said previously, it's like I've always had anxiety. So now it's just like real life just fucking hit me. Like I don't want to say I've been coddled my whole life because I saw a lot. I I was blessed to not go through a lot growing up. I'd still seen some shit, but I was like all of a sudden just one swoop just smack in the face. And like you said, like college makes you feel like or school makes you feel like you're in a rush.
yeah,
And you got like they're saying, oh, you gotta choose this major, you gotta do this. Uh and I'm like getting real life responsibilities. Like I don't have time to get a job, so I don't have money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah.
everything, and like I just felt in a rush, and I couldn't take that, and I had to step away from it.
Ooh, ooh, oh, my fault. God.
You
Nah,
good? Thor?
yeah, nah. Man, that was just sort of a little bit, just that's all. But nah, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. Um, just I mean, I'm trying to word this correctly. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to like mess it up.
Can't hurt my feelings, dog. Whatever you would say.
Nah, I ain't like I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just
Nah,
trying to like
nah, no.
I'm just trying. Yeah,
That's
it's just like
I be messing that up on here. Like I said, I don't know how to word certain things.
yeah,
I'm trying to express
but
it.
is it? But this is just raw, uncut. So like
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna fake it to you. Like me knowing you, like I feel like you in your head just a little bit too much right now. Like I'm not saying you're not going through nothing, but like like I feel like you forget who you really are. I was from the cuss because like that's how like I feel about you. Like it's like, bro, like I don't know many people that literally would have the mindset you had going through what you went through. Like, bro, like
Mm,
you are a bad dude for like doing like going about that the way you did, bro. Like you'd say like one thing I can count on you is like you gonna get your work done, you gonna get it done, you gonna be about your business and get it done. Like I don't think I could have did what you did. Like no, not in that mindset. I'd have been messed up like the first like 2 months. I'd have been like no,
yeah.
like the fact that you could sit there and you be like, yeah, that was the happiest time, one of the happiest times of my life. Like what? Like not even looking at you like crazy, but just like the fact that you had like that much of a
Yeah.
positive mindset. It's just like I wish like I miss like 2, 3 shots and I get like damn
No,
and
if I
like
was playing a pickup game and I missed 2 or 3 shots, I'd probably be pretty down bad too.
yeah, it's like really like it's like I always tell you, it's just like amazing and like jaw dropping, just like it's just inspiring to like really sit back and like take that in,
Mm,
like that's like so like when you sit there and like like you're not you, like I feel like something I do, like I look in the mirror and just be like, bro, I talk to myself like,
Yeah,
cause like that's the
right.
war. That's the war. Like for real. Like people might be like, he talk to himself in the mirror. Like yeah, cause like that's who I'm fighting with right now. Like I'm
It's
fighting with the man in the mirror.
it's crazy you say that because I was just doing that yesterday.
Nah, bro,
Oh,
it's like
not
for
I'm
real,
not. It wasn't in
bro.
the mirror. I was in the shower, and like I was like, "Yo, we gotta like lock the fuck in." Like,
Yeah, bro,
like you
like
said,
real
like
life.
remind myself who the fuck I like, what the fuck I did, who the fuck I am. Because like I
Yeah,
was even talking to someone the other day, and like I don't remember the conversation we were having, but I was just like, I'm not gonna. I was like, not gonna lie though, I feel like I do forget to give myself my flowers sometimes, like because it was
yes,
just so
bro. Like
like right because like also like right when I started walking, I moved out of home. Like I moved into here, got new physics. So like I like once I could start going, I just tried to like go, right?
bro,
And
like you hit the
I didn't take the time to like ramp it up.
like you literally you metaphorically you definitely hit the ground running with two brand new feet, like no
Yeah.
doubt. And now like that's impressive. It's like whoa, like you really said, all right, I'm back on my feet. All right, deuces, I'm gonna get right. Like you didn't like you no longer wanted like the support system like around you
Yeah.
24/7. You was like, I want to be on my own and get this done. My time, like how I want to do it. Like
Yeah.
you
It
really took matters to your own hands once you hit the ground running.
most definitely. Cause I mean I can't lie. Like even though it was like the fact of like I just want to start, doing my own work again, obviously. I didn't want to miss a single game. I wanted to be at every home game. So I was like, I was like, I'm not missing games. So like, if I can walk, I'm moving. Cause like, right, like their first home game was the next week. So like, I'm out. That was definitely also a big factor in it.
Gotta support the guys for sure.
Nah, I couldn't not do it. No, but for sure, I definitely know what you're saying. Is like I have just been way too in my head because I don't want to say I haven't been in my head like the last 6 months. Just everything in my head like has been, uplifting,
But you've
positive.
been
So like,
Yeah, but you've been like, yeah, it's like you've been more driven to keep yourself positive because you
yeah,
know that, like, you know, you're already like adversity of a situation that, like, you can't even allow yourself to be down.
yeah. So I think like it's also like because like where I work, it's like the same people I've always seen, right? So it's like how I said, it's like a weird adjustment to regular life. It's like, my mentality is like come up here, right? Like I'm all the way up here, and now like a lot of people like do not are not dealing with it on the same like level of like mentality that I am, right? You know what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
Because like,
Yeah.
coworkers, even like regular bowlers in our leagues, whatever, you know, we have this one guy who does like all he does is bitch, and I'm just like, I'd be biting my tongue, but so it's like, how do I adjust now from like being all the way up here and like even like most of the people around me being like right there with me for the most part to like being on the same like dealing with people in different planes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because like that's also an added on just dealing with the regular life again. Just it's really weird, but I don't know. Like today, I woke up, like I said, um, just went. I went to the gym today. Got a good workout in, and like I got in the car, and like half of the stuff that like I mean, I did end up saying it and talking about it. Like I was like, it's not bothering me as bad right now. Like so today I just got up and did my shit, and like I feel better. And like I feel like that's a lot of people don't like realize that because like even though I've just been kind of lazy the last few days, I just have to remind myself of that as well. Is like even if you're not feeling like it, if you just get up and go do your shit, like it's like a natural high. Like you get done and like you're like, oh shit, like you accomplish something like for yourself. And
Facts.
like like people don't really think about that enough. And
Nah, nah, facts. Definitely.
I'm not, there's no better feeling than a gym high. Or like especially when I used to hoop, like an intense workout, you drip in sweat, and then like
Nah, yeah, like I remember like working out this summer. Like that was like the time of my life for me. Like just working out with my cousin and my coach. Like
Yeah.
that, like I would take that over anything. Like
Yeah.
where like them two in a empty gym. Like that's all I need. Like for real. Like that's like peace. That's like home for real. Like that's all me and my cousin knew. Like since like since ninth grade, like eighth, ninth grade.
Hmm.
Really for me, seventh grade, but like we would start working out together in like eighth, ninth grade, working out together. And like we just been like that's how it's been. It's always just been us two and our coach. But we call
Yeah.
him my dad. But it's crazy, like like we cousins, we call him my dad. It's weird, but that's how it is. Like and like we get in the gym about and the crazy part is we get in the gym like two, three times a day and they all be like hour and a half, 2 hour workouts. Like and it's just like but it's like you don't have an issue doing it. You just get up and do it because you love it. Like that. Like you get that gym. Like you get that gym high. Like I feel like I'm on cloud nine if I get done working out like with my coach. Like I feel like I just want to go home, eat some food, and just like
Yeah.
relax, like just chill. Like just be in a good mood. Like
No,
even when I'm in a bad mood, like I know I can just pick up the phone, like let's go work out, and I'll be perfectly fine after I'm done. Like that's the best thing. Like when I can just go work out and get shots up. Like that just relieves everything.
no, that's always been like even up until the accident. Like anytime like I'm just genuinely going through something, I'm like I gotta go hoop. Like there is no like whether you're on your own, like pick up with working out with someone, like that's always been like my like that's how I meditate. That's my therapy. Like because it, you're literally not worried about anything else. That's the only like
Nothing.
because even like if I'm in the gym lifting or whatever, I got my phone with me. I'm listening to music. I'm just on, but now I'm on the court, you know,
Yeah, and
going with
see,
whatever's going on.
what you said. Like you said, like when I'm working out or when I'm doing the gym, like nothing else is going on. Like and like that, you could even just see that and like tie it back to like when you was in the accident, like nothing else was going on, but you get right, you focus on getting back on your feet.
Yeah,
So now it's like you. I feel like it's how many months since everything. You just had like that little like how everybody said they have like a midlife crisis type deal. Like you just have like a little, it's not like a crisis,
little
but you just
hiccup,
at a point where like
hiccup.
you just had like a wake up call. Like we always said like that. It's like that moment when you really realize that life ain't sweet.
Yeah,
This is like that little like it's like that little like that check in call. When you go to the doctor and like the nurse call you a couple days after and be like,
mm,
oh, how do you feel? Like like how do you
yeah,
feel like after the shot? Like any side effects and that's it's like your like side effect checkup type deal.
mm,
That's how I
no,
look at it. But like it's just like yeah, yeah. I haven't been who I said I'm going to be. I realize that I'm not going to fall into that, and now I'm going to figure out how I can work my way back. And then when you work your way back, you put what you did in your back pocket, keep it there, for the
mm,
next time.
yeah,
Because I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't have to see the future, but I'll let you know it's gonna happen. It's like this feeling's gonna come back, So you
yeah,
just got to be prepared for it.
most definitely. And because I've been very conscious of the fact of like even though everything's been good, that there's gonna be something or like times where like, you know, because I don't know if I'm, just genetically disposed, whatever. Like there's gonna be spells where that just happens. So I definitely feel like I'm more prepared for them now though, because like I acknowledge it and I I don't let it hinder me too much. And like I said, I like right away when I was like I texted my therapist. I was like, let's schedule something. Like and how you were talking about is having the people closest to you in your life, like that you just talk to. Like I've never like even though I've always like my mom's my best friend. Like I'll talk to her about anything, whatever. Um, especially like this past week, like the people close to me in my life, I've just been like real honest with them. Like, I like just come out and saying like I'm not doing good right now. Like this is what I'm dealing with. And that even though I've always been a very open person and like I've done therapy for, like off and on for however long. Um, I've never actually just like been one to like just go and say, "Hey, I'm not doing good right now. This is why," and it's like say that to someone just to get off my chest. And I've talked to like to my close friends, a couple of family members, whatever. And every time I say it out loud and I talk to them about it, like it's like a piece of it just gets removed. Like it's getting better here,
Yeah.
like each piece. And it's that like how we said in multiple episodes, like how you just gotta learn how to talk, like be comfortable with talking, because
Mhm.
it's just so simple. Like just for example, we were all hanging out the other night, and then like CP made a joke, and like I just kind of like snapped at him, right? And then um like they just let it go, whatever. And then like the next day, I just reached out to him. I was like, hey, like I just want to tell you guys, like I know I've been kind of like acting like a bitch here and there, but like I'm just honest. I'm just honestly like going through this right now, and like this is what it is, and I just need to I need to tell you guys that. And you know, they talked about it with me, like Colin and Caden, um and each conversation takes a piece of that off, and that's you have to be very open to do. You just have to be open to doing that, because if you're worried about being judged or whatever it is for being open or talking to someone, then it's very then that at that point you should just realize like, okay, so this person shouldn't even be in my life. If I don't feel comfortable just like opening up and telling them this, they shouldn't be here anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so like it's been great to like finally just be so open and see the reception I have from the closest people to me.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like when you get like that support, that reinforcement, that love, behind at your most vulnerable points, like it makes you stronger to be vulnerable and like
Hmm.
more confident. Like we have to have those people that we can be confident in being vulnerable with.
Yeah, and so it's tough to find those people. I'm super lucky that like I got blessed to like find them like at I would say a young age, when I was in high school, and then we stuck around
Mhm.
to this day. But like it's like
Oh yeah,
like I said earlier, it's hard for me to trust people. I don't just let people in too easy. Like
exactly.
I got a lot of shit that comes with being my friend, and I don't trust 99.99% of people to be a part of that.
I was a point one.
That's like 0.001.
Yeah, you said 99. Yeah, point zero zero.
Uh,
Yeah, bro. I was in the lowest percentile.
we turned up.
Yeah, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I know we've been big on time. We got literally since we got here for 30, 45 minutes. We've been here sitting here talking for an hour. I feel like we've been talking here for almost an hour.
Yeah.
But I remember like I was like my mom was like, "You gonna go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." Like it'd be like good for me, like bond with college, like kind of like build that chemistry for a season type deal. But I was like nervous because I was like, what if like I didn't know y'all, so I was like, or they don't like me, what if what
Hmm.
if like it doesn't like mesh. I was nervous. Like I'm driving down to Miami, like how do I play this? Like do I just like see how they act and like and move like, or just or just be me and like hope they like conform to that. So when I see y'all, like y'all was just up my alley. I was like, say play ball, shit, come on with it.
It was a very
Nah,
smooth
yeah,
transition.
yeah, it was a
It
very
was,
smooth transition.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah. I always forget about that we actually met for the first time on that first Miami trip.
yeah,
I didn't just actually meet you like here at campus.
no,
That's wild. Now I'm
yeah,
actually thinking about that. So like now I'm actually starting to think like what the fuck you were thinking. Like, damn, I'm going to Miami with Colin and his boys, all white boys, like just white boys. Like, what the fuck? It's gonna be
I
weird.
didn't know what to expect. Didn't know what to expect. Colin was like, it's gonna be a good time. I said, all right, bet. Yeah, I'm down for a good time.
Oh,
Uh,
I knew when me and you would be best friends, bro. Yeah, I'm not. Is when I woke up. Is that when I woke up that first morning and and you were ready. Like I
Yeah,
mean, like it was just they're ready to go.
it
So
was up.
I was like, yeah, that's my type of dog.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm like, I don't like, see Vance, he move a little slow. I'll be ready to get out, get up, get to it. He moving in slow motion. He sleep, but you don't want to wake up.
That
Then
boy be tired 24/7.
you don't want to wake up. Then when you wake up, you want to take forever to move out the bed. Then bro, I know you 7 feet, but you can move. I see you fast, bro. Come on now.
Oh
He be one
God.
of them. He move on his own time, bro. That's my dog. I love Bands to death. That boy move
Yeah.
on his own time, man.
Yeah. He earned it though.
Earned it. Yeah, for sure.
Allowed to.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that boy do just be tired all the time though.
He do be
It was so
tired,
funny
bro.
after the South Carolina game because he only played 20 minutes. He's like, "Oh,
Uh,
dude, I feel so." Because like after every game, he's like, fucking tired as shit. He's like, "Dude, I feel great. I feel great right now. I'm not sore, not tired."
believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, dude. Even just saying all that shit right there, I feel like I don't even gotta go to therapy in a couple days. We all feel that everything's straight now.
Yeah, man. This is like a different chapter of the ever present.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like
Episode 0.
I wish we had like a high profile Twitch stream. And we could like make people pay to get into this because
I know. I was really thinking about saying that. Like I was before we had done, I was like, "Oh, can we live stream this?" Like I was gonna say just like live stream out, like go on Instagram live, but I was like, yeah, no,
yeah.
we'll just record it. Gotta get the following up first. We'll do it.
Yeah. Then we'll start doing just live streams off the Ever Present podcast.
Yeah, that would be turn as hell.
That'd be even doper. Like just like you'd be on the Ever Present podcast and then I'll just like join in for mine.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Ooh,
We got big things coming up. Big things. It's going on.
big things.
This is just the beginning. Like, you gotta think about it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is like episode 3 or 4, whatever. Well, episode 0,
This is
but number
four.
3 or 4,
Well,
whatever.
this is four, but it's zero.
Yeah.
Because we had the intro, Colin and CP and
CV
Mick.
mate.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't know. I might just like fucking just drop this shit tomorrow. Say fuck it. Oh,
Yeah.
surprise.
And four,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Or just
yeah, we'll
volatile. You
see.
never know. We'll see. Whatever
Yeah,
the vibe
we'll
is.
see.
You know. We
Or we
got
could just clip, or we could just clip it and use it for content.
yeah. But we even got big
Yeah,
guests coming on Wednesday. Hopefully.
yeah, we
As long as
do.
everything falls through.
Hopefully,
That should be fun.
hopefully. And then, also like, like if we get like, clipping for content, like we could even like promote it. Like y'all want to see like the episode zero. Like episode zero could be like the big
Yeah.
yeah, like
Oh
hyped
yeah.
up thing. Like
So we could vault it for a little bit. We'll see.
vault it for a little bit, like a Juice
Vault
World
it.
song.
Yeah. Bro, I still gotta get a new MacBook, like, cause I want to use that for like making clips and stuff. Like, I
Hmm.
tell you, my MacBook I completely like destroyed in the accident. Yeah,
Oh, really?
bro, yeah, like that and my two iPads just like, well, my two iPads just like imploded pretty much. It was kind of sick,
Hmm.
but shit. Well, that's pretty much all I got. You got anything?
That's all I got. Uh,
Hey,
I can do the outro.
no, we got a lot done today. You take it away. Go ahead.
Well, ever present. I gotta
Oh,
hear my voice. Hold up.
sorry.
Damn.
Is it raw and cut? We're not cutting it.
Oh, you're not cutting it. Damn, that's
You
crazy.
good?
No, uncut. Well, ever present podcast family. This has been episode zero of the new chapter, the raw uncut episodes. The quick calls. But I'm your host B Mac with my co-host Chris. And that's a wrap.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's all love, family. Peace.